So I'm usually a pretty big wuss when it comes to horror movies, but with it being October and Halloween coming up, I thought I would branch out and watch some of them. So today I'm going to watch the 1982 film Friday the 13th Part 3. Slashers typically aren't my favorite of the horror genre, but I know Jason is an iconic character, so I'm curious to see where the continuation of his story is going to be. I'm curious to see if we'll be back at Camp Crystal Lake with counselors coming to get set up for the season and then Jason taking them out one by one, if each film will kind of have that similar premise. I like learning the backstories about these characters. I find that gives it a little bit more depth, so I'm curious to see if we'll learn more about Jason's backstory. Thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. I do sell horror movie themed notebooks on Amazon. The link will be below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and check back often for more awesome content. Steve Miner, I feel like he also directed the second one. Comment below and let me know. Please help me! Yeah, and I remember them finding Jason's shack in part 2, and it looks like we're starting off with a recap of part 2. Yeah, there he is. And I believe part 2 started with a recap of part 1. Which is always helpful if it's been a while since you've seen the previous part. And I feel like they came out like a year after each other. Like they came out pretty quickly for sequels.
Jason! It's all done, Jason.
Right, and I remember her character was a child psychologist. So she kind of like has this sense of, okay, if I pretend to be his mom, somebody he clearly idolizes. Why is it always, it's like mother and son combinations in horror movies. Like these two, and then Norma and Norman Bates. That would, I don't know that I'd be able to keep my composure. That would be so scary. Yeah, and then he figures it out. Oh! Yeah, and like no opening credits or anything. It just said a Steve Miner film and then right into it. Is that the machete that he starts to use? Isn't that his like weapon of choice? Bonked him. Is Jason even gonna be in this? I feel like he has to be. Same with like Michael Myers. They just survive everything. Like they're indestructible somehow. Yeah, now he's got the machete. Oh my, right out of her eye. Oh, good. Wow. The text just like flying towards the screen. I remember the soundtrack being like super creepy and like very horror movie and like well done, so I'm excited to see or listen to the soundtrack for this one. Oh, but definitely more like 80s funk in this. And I believe it's been a different Jason every movie, or it hasn't been consistently the same Jason. Is this supposed to be in 3D? Is that why the text is flying? It just said 3D supervisor. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that for then, like certain scenes that feel 3D. Usually they just have it for the action, most like action sequences, but that opening title sequence or the opening credits definitely felt like it should have been like flying at the camera.
It's already being called the most brutal and heinous crime in local history.
Okay, so this must be just like right after part 2.
They've been combing the
They
area.
didn't do like a time jump or anything.
Repeated attacks by the axe-wielding killer and was taken to a local hospital today.
Yeah, that's footage from part 2. Okay, so I'm curious if she will be in this one.
Are being withheld until notification of next.
Cha 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 cha. That's like that signature sound, yeah.
Horror remains at large, and the police.
Yeah, because Alice was in a few scenes. The survivor from part 1 was in a few scenes in part 2. So yeah, I'm curious to see if this Jenny character will be in any scenes in this film. I feel like there was a similar scene with Michael Myers where he's lurking in the laundry, hanging on the line.
Huh? Handgun.
I don't eat the fish food. Ugh, that can't be good for you. Oh, there he is. Actually, I don't even know what's in fish food. Ugh. He's just like eating one of everything and drinking stuff and putting it back on the shelf. Oh my. All the Campbell soups. Yeah, absolutely. You finish that donut, Harold. There's a little bunny that lives behind my house, and every morning I see him out there. I've named him Mr. Bunny. It's a very official title. Oh no! His little bunny friends are dead. The snake! Oh! You could definitely see the wire it was on when it opened its mouth, but whatever. It was still scary, and especially if it's supposed to be in 3D. There was the snake in the first one as well, I believe. Oh! Right to the chest. Oh, God. Just put a butcher knife through him. Bye, Harold. I bet you he's glad he ate those donuts now. This little rat's walking the plank. Oh, he's gonna, yep, I saw that coming. He's gonna, oh! Was that a knitting needle? We've definitely seen the knitting needle in Halloween.
Sex, sex, sex. You guys are getting boring, you know that?
Well, who's creeping behind the van behind them?
I want you to have a good time this weekend. What happened?
He's just gonna scare them.
Yeah.
Or was that supposed to be like another 3D moment? Like them passing it to the audience?
I'm driving.
Oh god, no. That's a terrible idea. Oh.
I guess I'm just not hungry.
Let's go!
It's all in his beard. Oh, gross. Gross. It's like falling out of his mouth. Oh, gross. Ew. Oh my gosh. You can't pull over, man. I'm already pulled over. Yeah, those two ran like the general store or like a little shop or something by Camp Crystal Lake.
Don't let your imagination run away with you.
I don't recognize any of the actors in this, but they obviously have a new cast each movie. Or the majority of it is a new cast.
What is that?
I found this today. There were other parts of the body.
That's an eyeball!
Oh!
To have this. Yes. He wanted me to warn you.
Is this supposed to be Ralph?
And go back from whence ye came. I have...
Ew, gross. Oh, that'd be terrifying in 3D. I'm like just leaning as far back possible. I don't want to look at it. But yeah, if you're in the theater, oh, gross. I feel like Ralph died in the second one, so maybe this is supposed to be their new Ralph. Yeah, and they don't seem to be doing the counselor storyline this time. They just happen to be spending time at the lake.
I believe that there is a time.
That's probably actually really heavy.
Now's the time, and now's the place, if you know what I mean. So what I think we should do...
Is it gonna be hay? What's it gonna be? Oh, look at this. Special delivery. Beep, 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 beep. Whoa! He's faking. Isn't he the one that like faked the... Yeah, I don't think he's actually... I don't believe it. He's like smiling. I think he's the one that like pranked it before.
I'm going to the store. Can I use your car?
Oh, sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, and then when it actually happens, everyone will be like, just joking, he's fine.
Just my imagination. I shouldn't have come back here so soon.
Yeah, Chris says she hasn't been here in 2 years, so...
I need some money.
He has a Velcro wallet. Oh my. Oh my. He's gonna hit his bike. Yep. Oh god. That's it. That's fighting words. You're done. You better get out of there.
Right, let's get out of here.
Oh my god. He knocked over their bikes. Whoa. There goes your window. Yeah, there goes that window. What is he gonna do? Oh god. That's definitely making things worse.
I don't know.
Oh, come on. We'll be all alone and do whatever we want.
Oh my.
Sounds disgusting. Let's go.
I'll grab a couple of towels. I'll see you down there.
And she will never be seen from again. Da 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 da. Oh, the biker gang, guys. They tracked him down. Yeah. So they have to worry about Jason and this biker gang. And they're gonna steal the gas from their van, which would be their escape vehicle, which I feel like will be important later.
We gotta even the score, don't we?
Nobody's gonna get hurt, okay, babe?
Right.
And the other, like, their other vehicle's got the window smashed, and he's leaving with it.
I know what I'm doing.
Says the guy smoking. Yeah, there we go, smoking near a gas can.
Come on. We got shit to do.
Oh, just like that, she's gone. I knew that prop would come into play later for some murder.
Fox?
This guy just walked around with an unlit cigarette in his mouth. Oh god, yeah, and I imagine if that was supposed to be in 3D with a pitchfork coming at you. Oh, right in the neck. Oh god. Yeah, she's literally like suspended in the air from this pitchfork. Oh, and there goes the next one. And a pitchfork for you. And you get a pitchfork. Oh god. Yeah. Oh, bonked him. Oh god. Okay. Oh god. That's horrible. Yeah, and just like watching him from the window, knowing that if he goes inside, he's dead, basically. Well, spared for a few more hours, probably. Yeah, and if they don't go in the barn and see the bodies, they won't know that anything's wrong, so they'll just keep doing what they're doing.
No, I don't think.
That looks like the sweater that his mom was wearing, that, Jason's mom had.
Andy, I can think of much better things for you to be doing with your hands.
Hello! And there you go, priorities. Bye, see ya.
And standing there was this hideous-looking man.
Oh, he doesn't even have his mask on.
Inhuman.
Oh my gosh.
He had a knife.
She survived an attack from Jason.
He dragged me along the ground.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago, which I think is the timeline for when the first one would have taken place. Doesn't sound promising. Yeah, and that's why she's avoiding coming back for 2 years, because of this attack from this person we know is Jason, but she doesn't know who he is, and she's back now trying to prove to herself that she can be brave and everything's fine. It's always when they separate from the group. I like her blue cowboy boot necklace. Very cute.
Gee, thanks. I feel a lot better.
If they only knew. Oh god, who's in the lake? I thought Jason was in the barn. Who's in the water? We did see Jason attack in the canoe in the first one. Oh my god.
A valuable lesson. A beautiful girl like you should never go out in the dark alone.
I hate his pranks. I hate them so much. Is that the hockey mask? That eventually becomes Jason's mask? Oh shoot, she dropped his wallet in the lake. Oh god, yeah, he does have the mask. and she's gonna think it's Shelly. Oh, no, 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 no.
I got it.
Is this the first time he's, like, worn the mask? Oh, right through her eye. Oh, my God. That's like a spear gun? Oh, God. And he's just like, okay, on to the next thing. Yeah, I think that's the first time we've seen him with the mask. Because in the first two, he was wearing just like that cloth, like cloth sack or whatever it is, like that cloth bag. When they did the recap of the second one, that's what he was wearing. So is this where he discovers his like iconic mask? Oh my God, he's just stalking them. Ah, so creepy. And how he gets away with it, no one notices anything's wrong until it's too late, obviously, and the vehicles are usually incapacitated, so they're trapped there. And they seem to be using, like, pranks a lot in this one. Like, now Jason's gonna walk in and she's gonna think it's this guy because she was just there, and how she thought it was Shelly with the mask on because he had just worn the mask and he's been pranking people pretending to be injured and stuff this whole time. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Death in a hammock. Dun, 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 dun. We did see Kevin Bacon get chopped in a bunk bed in the first one. Fangoria. I've heard only good things about this magazine, but I haven't read it. I've heard it's like iconic, and isn't there even like its own film festival as well? Oh, God.
Where's this coming?
I should watch Godzilla. Oh, there he is. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, it's the bunk bed scene, but in a hammock. Oh, God. It looked like his stomach was, like, next to him.
Come on, let's get home.
Is he making popcorn? Yeah. That's a fun game, although I feel like you would choke very quickly. Never in a million trillion years would I go into a creepy basement in a horror movie. No, thank you.
Well, at least you got the outside lights working.
Oh, God. Yeah, exactly. She's ignoring him because when you cry wolf, you get ignored.
Wow, man.
Yeah. Oh, and he actually, like, made it inside and made it to safety and then is ignored because he was pranking people all day.
That's better.
Ah!
Yep. Oh, right for the neck. Ooh, electrocuted. Well, that'll put the lights will come back on. Oh my God. Ugh, that would be so painful. Oh, the fire poker. Ah, no. Oh, cheese and rice. Are we even gonna have a survivor in this one? Who will be our final girl? Will it be Chris? She gets to survive Jason twice. Oh! Oh my God! Not only do you get stabbed, but it also burns on the way in. Ugh. So gross. And where is he taking her? Like, what is he doing with them now? Oh my gosh. And these two are gonna come back to a massacre. Fire poker. No, thank you. I mean, electrocuted would also be awful.
Andy, Deb, are you guys up there?
That was so gross. He literally had like his stomach next to him. Like, it was a pretty quick shot, but that's what it looked like. Ugh. Oh, shoot. Jason's got him just around the corner. Oh, man. That would be so awful. To be so close to help and yet so far away. Although I'm sure she would probably die if she tried to intervene. Oh, come on. Oh my god. That was so wonderfully fake. And his one eyeball just pops out on the string like, oh man, I love it though. It literally squished his head till his eyes popped out. Gross. Oh my god, yep. I think they said his name was Loco. Yeah. And I think there was somebody hanging upside down in the first one as well. You're all alone now, girl. Get out of there.
Rick! Help me!
Something's gonna pop up in the window, isn't it? I feel like it will. She's surrounded by too many windows. Yeah, there we go. Oh, God, there's Rick. Oh, she tossed him right through the window. Yeah, you know how strong you'd have to be to crush somebody's skull with your bare hands? Yeah. Right, there's machete. Run. Oh, he's got an axe, not the machete. Never go upstairs. Come on. Why every time? Oh, yeah. There's another one. Oh, cheese and rice. Yeah, now she gets to go through the horrifying process of seeing all her friends dead and being chased by this axe murderer. Oh, she's like, if I take this weapon, though. Conveniently placed right here. Thank you. Oh, God. Can you imagine pulling the literal knife out of your, like, friend's back? Ah. Here's Jason. And the doorknob just... Oh! Get him! Right in the hand. Ugh, that looked like it went deep. Oh! I thought he was gonna fall back out through the window. Yeah, God, no! Oh! That would have been crazy in 3D. That'll work. Get out of there, girl. You're the only one left. Take off the jacket. Take it off. Yeah. Is Chris supposed to be one of, like, Jason's first victims or an attempt at a victim? And bonk and bonk. I should have had a bonk countdown. I saw that bonk coming. But there's no gas in the van and there won't be any keys in it. Ah!
Come on!
She's got the keys, but there won't be any gas. She gonna run him over? Whoa! Yep. And the last minute dives out of the way. Of course, perfectly on the bridge, yeah. No, those biker jerks stole your gas. Oh, she has like a reserve tank or something? Yes, the manual window. There you go. Get out of there. He's just like, oh, I'm trapped. Oh God. Oh! Breaks the window with his face. I think this is the most we've seen of Jason. Like, usually he's like lurking in the shadows and like we only see his like killer POV. He's had quite a bit of like full body on screen time. Mostly in like the later half of the film. Oh, he's got his machete back. You're doomed. Yeah, and she won't recognize him as the person who attacked her before because he's got his mask on now. Oh, she's gonna hang him? Oh my God. Oh. How is he gonna survive this? Yeah, like part 2 ended with it being implied that he was dead, with him like falling down and having that like axe to the neck basically. And now they're like implying that he's gonna be dead, but I'm sure when she opens those doors, he'll be gone. Dun 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 dun. Ah, God, yeah, he's cutting himself down. Oh! Oh, what? And now she's gonna recognize him. Oh, I think that's the first time we've seen his actual face. Oh! Oh! Chopped off his arm. Oh my God. Oh! Oh, axe to the face. Cheese and rice. She's not messing around. Hatchet. How do you survive a hatchet to the face? Oh, don't get in the canoe. Come on. We know what happens if you get in the canoe. Something's gonna jump, and I'm like, so... Ah! Cue the duck. They're just like priming it for a jump scare, and they use animals as a decoy for the real jump scare, like a lot of cats. Oh my God. He sees you. He's alive. And you're... Oh God, oh God, get out of there. Oh, that was a paddle. I thought it was a weapon. Oh, my door. Oh my God, his skull is literally like cracked open. It looks so... Ugh. Oh, she's a dream. It's gonna be like a dream sequence. Ah, yes! It's yes! Oh, we're bringing this back. I knew it. I knew it. Jumped out of the water. Oh, just like Alice.
What was all that about a lady in the lake?
She must have flipped out.
Oh, again, dream sequence? Okay.
Bye.
Yep, there's our final girl. Bye, Chris. And just like, she was stayed away for 2 years because of something horrible that happened here. And then the one time she comes back, obviously, something horrible happens again. I don't trust it. So that was my first time watching the 1982 film Friday the 13th Part 3. It was interesting to see Jason finally have the mask. The first 2 ones he just had this like cloth sack or this cloth bag over his face. So once we saw Shelley come out with this hockey mask, I was like, I feel like that's where Jason's gonna get it from, and I was correct. We also saw him use the machete, and it didn't take place at Camp Crystal Lake. They weren't camp counselors. It was just a group of friends going to Crystal Lake, and spending the weekend. Again, a relatively short time span for the film. I think the whole thing took place over a couple days, and it seemed to pick up exactly right after Part 2. They were watching a news broadcast describing the events of what had happened in Friday the 13th Part 2, so I'm assuming this was like the next day maybe, or like a week later, something like that. But it wasn't like 5 years later. They didn't do like a big time jump. It picked up right after where Part 2 left off. It's just crazy that Jason's just been going on this killing spree this whole time and nobody's been able to catch him. That's like 20-30 bodies in like 2 or 3 days that he's piled up between Part 2 and Part 3 combined. And we never really heard him referred to as Jason either. We saw Chris's flashback of when she was there 2 years earlier and was attacked by this guy who didn't have a mask on at the time, but the audience knows that that's Jason. It seemed like they were familiar with the legend around this place, but they weren't like overly concerned about it or anything, and they just thought it was like an urban legend. And then obviously it came true, and Jason goes what he usually does and makes his way through the group of people and kills them off one by one. I really like seeing the correlations between the first one. I think the first one's been my favorite so far, which I know is kind of an obvious choice for long-standing franchises. It's always hard to top the first one, but I definitely like the nods that we had to the first film with that girl dying in the hammock. Felt very much like Kevin Bacon's scene in the first film where he's in the bunk bed and gets stabbed from below. And then we also had obviously the ending with Chris in the canoe. she has that dream where she's being attacked by Jason's mom in the lake, and you know, everybody's like, what's going on, what's going on? And definitely how the first one ended, so it was interesting to see that correlation. They brought that back. As soon as she got in the canoe, I was like, I know where this is gonna go, and it's making me nervous. So I'm glad they had those tie-ins. I feel like some people might see that as like a lazy or like a cheap way to do it, but if the entire movie had been like that, I feel like, okay, fair enough. But I like those little nods to the audience, and it's like, hey, we're putting these in because we know you've watched so and so movies and that you've been, you know, paying attention and you've caught on to these things. So I see it more as like a subtle nod to the audience. I'm sure you could argue that yes, they didn't go overly creative and come up with new things for that, but I like that. I like that they kept those in there. And we also saw they start off with a recap of part 2, which is how part 2 started, with a recap of part 1. We didn't see the final girl from part 2 in this at all, except for that little recap scene. And this is the third one where we've had the only person to survive has been a final girl. We had Alice, Ginny, and now Chris. So yeah, it was interesting to see that progression, and I'm curious to see if that will continue on throughout the movies. I'm glad somebody survived. I think it would be just heartbreaking if nobody survives. And when we see Chris being taken away in the back of the police car, I'm not too sure if she would be in the next one. I guess I'll find out when I watch it, but it was interesting to have her backstory be somebody who had a previous history to that place and to be attacked there previously, although she didn't know it would happen again. And this was her first time of going out in 2 years and trying to put the past behind her and trying to be brave. And obviously what happens, of course, the same guy comes back and attacks her. I wasn't expecting it to be in 3D, and of course with it being the third one as well, I don't know if that played into why they chose to make it 3D, but there was definitely some scenes that felt very much like they were trying to like reach through the camera or like put things close to the audience faces. Like even with the opening credit scene, the text is like zooming towards camera, and a few attack scenes with Jason when he has that like spear gun or whatever that thing is, that's shot pretty close to the camera. And the pitchforks and the fire poker and anything that was like sharp, basically they tried to like jab at the camera. And even a few scenes before they even arrive when they're like passing around the weed in the van, and when they find that guy laying down in the middle of the road and he holds up this eyeball, and it's very clear and it's very direct that he wants you to see this, and it's a longer shot, like it's at least like 10-15 seconds of him holding up this eyeball and being like, look at this. And I can't imagine how creepy that would have been to see this in the theater in 3D and what that would have been like. Just, oh God, so creepy. I think Rick's death was probably the most gruesome out of all of them, just because the fact like he squished his skull with his bare hands, and when you see Chris around the corner calling his name and you know that they're so close but Chris doesn't see them, and just, oh man, it's just like those little things that make the audience just like yell like, look behind you, and all that stuff. And just the fact that he squished his skull so hard that his eye popped out of his head, and obviously that relates back to when that guy is in the middle of the road holding that eyeball as well. But oh God, and like it wasn't the best, but it definitely looked dated, but I don't really care. It didn't really bother me. His whole face looked pretty plastic, and then the eyeball came out and you could see it was definitely on a wire. When I'm watching an older film like this, I'm usually more forgiving of stuff like that, and if that was in a movie today, maybe I would have had a little bit of harsher critique, but I'm not going to hold it against them. And it's a slasher film. Like, I'm not walking away from this expecting to have, you know, a mind-altering perspective on life. I'm expecting it to be entertaining and like maybe have like a little twist or something like that, like nothing crazy. And we didn't really learn the backstory of any of these characters. Like, it's like basically they show up and they get killed off one by one, which seems to be the formula for slasher films. Again, not my favorite, but it was still entertaining to watch. It was interesting to have the character of Shelley, who was this prankster and didn't really seem very confident, and he was using pranks as like a way to be like, to stand out and to be, you know, memorable, I guess. And then obviously when we see him actually become hurt and need help, nobody helps him because he's just been faking this whole time and everybody knows his ruse. And the first time they saw thought they were genuinely concerned. But by the third time when he shows up and he's got that cut on his neck, they're like, oh, it's fine, you know, you're fine, like there's nothing to worry about. And then obviously he actually dies. And for a second I thought maybe there was like two Jasons, or Jason had teamed up with somebody or something like that, because we just had that scene in the barn with Jason and then we see Shelly in the lake and you're like, wait, how can he be in the lake right now? What's going on? Or maybe it's Jason's mom, like maybe it is the lady of the lake. What is this? I'm guessing the mask will be in the rest of the series just because it's such an iconic thing that people associate with Jason, is the machete and the mask. Even if you haven't seen the movies, you know those are kind of his like signature traits. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what that will look like. And yeah, we don't really know him having that like cloth bag over his head or that cloth sack over his head now. So I'm assuming that's done with and he's moved on to the hockey mask and that will kind of be his look from now on. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it was just really popular in this one film and it took off, and in the next movie he will have something completely different. I'm not sure. Please no spoilers. I haven't watched the fourth one yet, obviously. I don't know if we saw like the little lake general store in the other ones, and the addition of like this biker gang, and they smash out the car, and then obviously they have to have something happen to the vehicles because it's that horror movie cliche where technology's gonna fail or your vehicle's gonna fail. She did have the keys this time though, which I wasn't expecting, but of course there's no gas in the car, so she doesn't get very far anyway. I was hoping we would learn a little bit more about Jason's backstory or anything like that. I don't think he had any lines throughout the entire movie. Usually he just kind of like grunts, and I love that they had the same like song throughout the movie as well. I think that's such a iconic part of the movie and you kind of have to have that in at some point, and it's usually when Jason's like tracking down people to kill, so it was great to see that back in there. And then that song at the opening and closing credits felt like just kind of a hodgepodge, but also very 80s with a little bit of like funk in there or something, but it was super fun. I definitely don't think Jason is actually dead. I think he will be in the next one. Somehow he will live, just like Michael Myers. They somehow always come back to life, and it obviously wouldn't be a next movie without Jason in it. So yeah, I'm curious to see how he's going to survive this one and what will happen to him in the next one, and how he somehow survives it, because I don't know if he would ever die. Please no spoilers. But yeah, I'm very curious to see what the next one will be and what the continuation of this will be. Overall, I enjoyed it. If they didn't have those tie-ins to the first film, I don't think I would have liked it as much. It was nice to see those nods to the audience and to have those elements in there, and to see our final girl make it out alive, and obviously to see Jason's mask and that song back in it again, or that same soundtrack. So thank you so much for sharing on this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for horror movies you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Is that the machete? Is this supposed to be in 3D? I don't need the fish food. Chris says she hasn't been here in 2 years. That looks like the sweater that his mom was wearing. I like her blue cowboy boot necklace. Oh shoot, she dropped his wallet in the lake. It looked like his stomach was like next to him. Oh, the fire poker. No, those biker jerks stole your gas. Don't get in the canoe.